I'm going to talk to you about this book, The Battle, that I've written, which makes a central claim, and it's a controversial one. The claim is that the United States is in a culture war. Now, when I say that, you think of the 1990s culture wars of God, guns, gays, and abortions, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a culture war over free enterprise. Starkly put, we face a choice in this country, a cultural choice, not an economic one, whether or not we want to embrace the culture of free enterprise as envisioned by our founders, or we want to choose the culture of European-style social democracy that so many of our friends in Europe have chosen. Free enterprise is characterized by limited government, by rewards and consequences of actions that are adjudicated by markets, and a reliance or even a celebration of entrepreneurship. The social democratic system, that's the main alternative today, is characterized by a very large and growing government, by a managed economy and relationships between key industries and government, and a focus on income equality, the idea that a better, fairer society is one in which people are not much richer than others. So we can argue all we want as if the current debates were simply over economics. The president is pretending no such thing, and we pretend such a thing at our peril. Because I will tell you, and I'll show you later, that Americans care more about their culture than they do about their money. And when the culture is at stake, it's a very big bet indeed. This we need to take very seriously and to make the right decision. Our founders wanted to create what they thought of as the freest people in the world. People who manifest their freedom in their workaday lives, and the expression of their core freedoms, of course, was the free enterprise system, was one that relied on self-government, was one in which people faced the rewards and consequences of their actions, one in which the government did not provide all key services, but rather people relied on themselves and on other private citizens. Has that become an anachronism in the view of most Americans? In March of 2009, the Pew Research Center asked a large group of Americans in an anonymous survey, do you believe that the free market system is the best system for America's economy, despite severe ups and downs? Just like that. The answer to that question, in March of 2009, the very darkest time in the current recession, was yes, by 70% of respondents. 70% said that the free enterprise system is best, despite severe ups and downs. Every survey since then has solidified these results, has showed that these results are really valid. In May, in the following May, the Gallup polling organization asked whether people had a positive or negative impression of the free enterprise system. 86% of Americans said they had a positive impression of the free enterprise system. 84% said they had a positive impression of entrepreneurs. 95% said they had a positive impression of small business. If you look at the data, and this book is chock full of data, if that's your cup of tea, which certainly is mine, America's a 70-30 nation. 70% in favor of the free enterprise system as traditionally understood, 30% against it. Now this is in huge contrast to our European friends. When you ask if the government should redistribute more income from the rich to the poor, 33% of Americans say yes. 77% of Spaniards say yes. Think about the difference in protests in the American and Greek street. Why are Greeks protesting? The answer is because that government workers and union members are demanding that the government guarantee their early retirements, guarantee their pensions, which by Greek standards are lavish, and guarantee their salaries who are paid by other Greek citizens out of current tax revenues despite the worst economic meltdown in Greece in decades. What are Americans protesting? When you see Americans in the street these days, it's usually town hall and Tea Party protesters, and they're protesting against exactly what the Greeks are demanding. How ironic. This is an example of American exceptionalism. This idea of ethical populism. Stop giving us so much stuff. Stop taking our children's future. That is inconceivable in Europe today, yet is the essence of what Americans are saying in their rebellions today. We haven't had a 70% majority voice for free enterprise for a long time in our politics. This is not a question of one administration or one party getting elected. This culture war is not Democrats versus Republicans. It's entirely nonpartisan. It is the concept of big government versus free enterprise. It's big government versus us, in my view. That's the 70-30 breakdown. The conclusion when taken at face value is redistribute. Because people aren't happy when there's all that income inequality, when people feel like they're making less, they're less successful. Let's just equalize. And how do you do it? How do you equalize? Ask an economist. An economist will tell you that the policies work that penalize the forces of income inequality and that favor the forces of flatness. Now, what favors flatness? What favors income redistribution? The answer is government. What favors income inequality? The answer is entrepreneurship. The sad truth about entrepreneurship in this country, if you're an income leveler, is that it is the main force driving income inequality in America today. Because entrepreneurs can make vast fortunes in this country, whereas in many other countries they cannot. Earned success is the belief that you are creating value in your life or the life of another person. And the data say that when you feel you are earning your success, you will be happier. The essence of the happiest people in America today, according to the data, and I'm going to give you the data in a second, don't worry. The happiest people in America today are the people who feel they're earning their success. Free enterprise is the system that matches skills with passions. Free enterprise is the system that rewards and makes people face consequences of their actions. As such, it's the only system that truly allows the most people to earn their success. And I guarantee you, I can show you, you will see in this book that earned success is the path to happiness. That's the reason that free enterprise is a moral imperative. We're talking about flourishing, we're not talking about money. Too often in the free enterprise movement, we get stuck talking as if it were really about the money. The point is we will be a less happy, less flourishing nation when we take away more of the free enterprise system. What are we going to do today? What am I going to do today as the chief executive of the American Enterprise Institute to make sure that more people understand that earned success is open to them too? That's a hard question to answer. Here's an easy question. An easy question is, how do I spread around money? How do I get income equality? That's easy because I raise taxes, I take it away from rich people, I spread it around in terms of services with departments that I've created and such. And I make sure that it's disproportionately spread to people who had less money and less services. That's easy. That's easy to execute. Even my policy analysis mind can come up with 10 examples. But how am I going to make sure that everybody sees a pathway to their earned success? That's a hard problem. Yet it is the moral imperative of our time if we want to protect our system and we want to make sure that free enterprise is our gift to America and that America continues to be a gift to the world.